Hi, welcome to Desmond's Donders, and we're out on a donder, but I'm going to show you what we get up to, or what we use in one of our hobbies while we're away. You'll always hear me talking about the bird life we've seen, etc. And what would be bird watching without binoculars? Nothing special. I use what they call WA, wide angle. That allows me to wear my glasses at the same time as using the binoculars. These are Bushnell 8x42 waterproof. 8x42 is plenty enough for bird watching. You don't need great magnifications. You can do that another way, which we'll come to. The basic set, general purpose bird watching binoculars for me. This is my second pair of Bushnells. I bought my first pair over 30 years ago, and they didn't wear out. They got mouldy, etc. inside, and it was post the 25-year warranty on the Bushnells, and it was just as easy to buy a new set. I've since tried out the old set and they're perfectly usable, but it's taken a long time to get them back to that state myself. They're perfectly usable now, but I use these waterproof and I don't have to worry about getting them wet again. Just take these out. These are what Lindsay uses. Again, WA 8x42s, different set of Bushnells, and this is what Lindsay uses. This is the Bushnell birding series, and is actually the direct replacement for the ones I used to use. Lindsay uses these, or if we've got one set out and we're sat in a van, we use whatever, but Lindsay mainly uses these. And when we're walking or just bird watching or generally nosing about while we're sat in Desmond, and they're perfectly adequate. Again, they're not the most expensive binoculars in the world. They are functional, they do the job, and they're about the right size. 8x42s for bird watching. You don't really need any more magnification than that. 42 is probably as small as you want to go. You don't want any smaller for light gathering in the darker times, especially up here in Scotland, where the darker times in winter are most of the day. These are perfectly good general purpose binoculars. We'll come to something else very shortly. Another item we carry is a small monocular. This one, it's called a day and night. It's actually more magnification, 16 times magnification, and it's a 52, slightly more light coming in. And what it is, it's so small, it can be sat in a pocket or something when you're out on a walk, maybe for camera gear, or you don't want to be carrying your binoculars, but you can still bird watch and spot those elusive little feathered friends. It's a lovely bit of kit. I picked this one up second hand at a sale. You'll have heard me going on about Pool U, and I got that at a decent price there. And again, it works. Not the most expensive. The optics are good. They suit me, and it's small. It goes in the pocket when we walk. So we don't use any great expensive equipment for bird watching. Yes, it's a one-off initial cost. But the Bushnells I originally had, which lasted me best part of 30 years, if you think about that cost spread over that 30 years, nothing. I've had this set, 4 or 5 years already, and they're as good as new. They're going to last and last and last. So yes, you can buy it expensive, you don't need. What else do we need for bird watching? Well, we always carry a little notepad, a pencil, and bird books. Now, I've been at it long enough that when we're out on a walk I don't need my bird books, but if we're going to a hide or anything like that, the bird books come with me. And we carry various. I tend to renew my bird books quite often, but I have the Collins European Birds, which is the one I use as a bit like a textbook. We have general Birds of Scotland, Birds of Europe and Britain, bird books which we use for general ID. But one I can definitely recommend is the Crosley Guides. Now, many bird watchers don't like them, but the Crosley Guides are photographs of birds. Yeah, there's many other books do that, but what the Crosley Guide does is each bird has a composite page where you see many variations of that bird. And for a new bird watcher, somebody who's not yet, identifying the common birds easily, the less common birds a bit more difficultly, but picking out, your chaffinches from your bullfinches from your hawfinches, and that kind of thing. People aren't doing that. The Crosley Guide gives you a look at each bird in various different poses and settings that you're likely to see it in. So you'll see a silhouette, you'll see it in full plumage, you'll see a bird in first and second year, you'll see similar birds that it marks that aren't. So a page which in a bird book might have 2-3 birds, and a nice picture or a nice photograph, this will have on each page, it's dedicated to one bird, and it has multiple pictures of that bird to help you identify it. Great for beginners and well, even old diehards like myself. As I say, I've been bird watching since, well, 50 years it must be. One of the earliest bird books I've got still, and I had bird books before this but I don't have them any longer, is a bird book I got when I passed some exams when I was 11-year-old, 10-year-old in fact. It was, and I still have that book, and it occasionally does get used. So you bear with me for a moment, I'll go and find the other pieces of equipment that we use, and we'll talk to you about that. Again, and we'll have another look at the rest of the equipment we use. One bit here is a clamp, and this clamps onto a bit of wood, your windscreen, your windows in the motorhome or car, whatever. And it's amazing how good this big white box we have is as a hide. You get parked up, and very shortly the birds, as long as you're not in and out banging doors, etc., very soon the birds accept that the white box is there and they carry on as if you weren't. The snow bunting video, for example, I couldn't open a window to get a decent shot because it was outside this window, literally outside this window, and I had to shoot through the window to get it. But what's that clamp used for? Well, all the binoculars will go on clamps if you want to do that. But in here, well wrapped, it's not the case for it. In here we have a spotting scope. Again, wide angle, 60mm this time, and it is a 20 to 60mm scope. It needs to go on the tripod. The tripod is in use with the camera at the moment, or it can go on the clamp and it's clamped to the thing. Again, not the most expensive, as long as the optics are good and clear and it works for you. Yeah, it sits there. I would possibly buy one of the straight through ones next time if there is ever a next time. This works for us though, and if we wish to, we can clamp on a camera and take photographs. So that's the equipment we use for bird watching. Notebook, pencil, bird books, and of course suitable clothing when you go out for a walk. I'm not a fan of bright clothing when you're bird watching, but at the same time I don't go in for camouflage gear, etc. I have a green jacket and I've got dark trousers, a hat to break up your outline, and that's all you need. It's not an expensive hobby and is extremely rewarding. Really is. Hope you've enjoyed this brief look. We will look at cameras. We will look at the video camera I'm using here. I haven't worked out quite how I'm going to do that yet. Probably use a phone to film it. And I fish. We have other things. We walk. When we're walking, we can bird watch. We can take pictures. By and large, when we're away in the van, this is the kind of thing we do. Hope you enjoyed it. Please come back for more. Hi and welcome to Desmond. Let me set myself up a bit, that's better. Or is it? No, I'm going to adjust that a touch. And set myself up as well. There we go. And the camera's recognising me. Well, here we are in Desmond, and I'm going to run you through one of the hobbies we do, or I do, and Lizzie takes part in as well while we're away, and the camera's disappearing on me. Let's see what that's like. Hi, and first piece of equipment cut. Sorry, I'm looking out the window. It's the time of year when motorhomes have started moving, and there's a good few passing me on the road, and it's not a main road, so they're obviously going looking for places to hide.